Oh, indeed. Welcome everyone to the Daily Huddle. My name is Chase Steele Gray. If you have never seen me before and you have no idea who I am the host of Health and Wellness Wednesdays. I am a vocalist, a dancer, an actor, a speaker, a writer, an all-around philanthropic soul. I love people. I love the curiosities of life. And I love the interactions that we have here on the Daily Huddle. Keep that nice and short and sweet. Today, we have a guest that, well, not only being one of my favorite people that I've ever met in my life, but just a powerful, powerful human being. And I'm going to let you know who she is, give you a little bit of a background about her. Darcel Turner is a mother of four. She's a Reiki practitioner, a domestic violence survivor, labor and postpartum doula, intuitive life advisor at Talk to Darcel and Darcel Podcast. Darcel loves to dance with life. She's a jack of all trades and has dipped her hand in burlesque, acting, dance, and trucking. That's an interesting little end of that sentence. I like that. The former health chair of the Newburgh High Falls NAACP, Darcel Turner has authored and published 3 books, Dances on Paper, Lathered Layers, and Darce Oasis, a book of poetry. I like that. I like that title. Darcel has hosted Wellness Wednesdays with the Wellness Galaxy and has spread her divine light of healing on American and African soil. Let's continue to be inspired by others who are greater than us. Let's compound. Let's trust our process. Trust God. Let's be like water, fluid. Change is always a good thing. That was said by Darcel Turner. Welcome to the Daily Huddle, my good friend, Darcel Turner.
Thank you very much, Chase. That was a beautiful way of how you introduced me.
I don't know how else to do it with your spirit and your energy. This is what you emit, right? And
Yep.
for those of you who don't know, this is not Darcel's first time on the Huddle, but I make sure that I keep sprinkling Darcel here and there because her message is powerful, her energy is powerful, and she has a certain bliss about her that I always want to share with people. I will say that one of the reasons Darcel is here today is because we were speaking and she said some things to me that lit me up, which I said some things which in turn lit her up. And what I mean by that is this topic, right? How does focusing on your soul's purpose elevate your wellness? Darcel and I have been speaking about our purpose and wellness for I don't know how many years since I met you. 06, 07, something like that.
Well, we met about 20 years ago. Isn't that amazing?
It's incredible. It's so incredible. So when we speak about purpose or our soul's purpose, first of all, before we get into that, define soul's purpose. What?
Well, for me, your phone froze. Hope it's not my side. Okay, so for me,
I'm on my computer. What's going on? Okay, go ahead.
let me see something. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi, which I doubt.
Go ahead. I can
Okay,
hear
is
you.
that
That's Chase. That's Chase one. That's his Chase phone. Okay, let me
I'm
see
on my computer though. I have full. Go ahead. That's interesting. I'm not hearing her at all. Wow. All right. Can you guys hear me? Someone let me know if we're still recording, if you can hear me.
Yes,
Wow,
I
where
can
is
hear
it?
you.
What happened? All right. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. She logged off. I don't know what happened. If you would like, we could start again. Just so we can have a clean beginning. You let me know if you would like to do that.
We are live on YouTube.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, until Darcel gets back. So I was speaking about purpose, right? Soul's purpose in general. And when we speak about soul's purpose, we most times direct this from or start at a place from us, right? What's happening in our soul. And I understand so well that when we don't listen to our soul, right? When we just go, oh, I'll just do this, it always pulls us back, always. I've done it several times. And now at this point in my life, I do it as little as possible. There's a lot of lessons that have come from it. But it's like saying to someone, here's your favorite meal. And they eat it and they eat it and they eat it and they eat it. And then the next day, the person says, here's your favorite meal. And as you put your fork into it, you know that's not your favorite meal. Just something tastes different. What is this? This isn't what I had yesterday. And the person's like, yeah, that's what you had yesterday. And you know in your heart and soul, it doesn't taste the same. And it's not what you wanted it, and it's not what you had the day before. That's how I feel about when we're speaking about our soul's purpose. Many of us have a job they go to every day, and they arrive and they put their stuff down and they go on their computer or whatever the case may be. And they know they don't like being in this place each and every day. However, they have bills to pay, they have responsibilities to take care of, and they kind of stay on this hamster wheel for a while, until something, and it's different for each person, jars them or hits them in a way where it doesn't work anymore. Hey, dog, you're back. Here again?
Okay, can you hear me now? Is everything good?
Right. Yes. So we're here. Good. I was just speaking about what I was asking you. So let me turn it over to you again. When I ask you to define soul's purpose, how do you feel about that?
Well, that's a kind of a recent thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Soul's purpose. I've been looking for that meaning for a long time in my life up until recently. Soul's purpose is, to me, it's listening to your intuition, being obedient to the voice, that little voice, that God talking to you,
Right.
and taking courageous steps toward whatever your purpose is. It takes courage to live that purpose, to live your purpose, to follow your purpose. The soul is when you know you're supposed to be doing something, and it's just gnawing at you. It's telling you every time you're
Right.
faced with something, an obstacle or something, and it's telling you, you know, you're supposed to do this. I don't know why you're doing this. Why are you taking this job? Like, that's for me. Why are you taking this job when you know you're really supposed to be doing this, living your life's purpose? Why are you doing? But I'm like, no, I'm making up all these illogical, excuse me, let me cancel that. These illogical stories that I'm making up in my head, when my soul's purpose is to be courageous, is to be obedient to my spirit, to live that voice, which is God within me, not the ego. We have to know the difference between the ego and the spirit of God.
Right. And you and I, when we interface as two powerful artists, as I see us, isn't it interesting also that some people may remind you of what they see in you? Remember when we were speaking and I said, oh, well, you were doing such and such. Well, yeah, I always saw you as that. I always saw you as that. I always saw you as that. I see you as amazing. And you were like, no, I didn't always see myself as that. I'm like, really? Like it
Mhm.
seems so obvious sometimes to the outside person. Like,
Yeah,
people have said to you, "Oh, you must be an artist. Oh, you must be a dancer, or you must be a singer." At some point, you and I
yeah,
both had situations where they say, "You must be a singer. You must
right.
be a so," and they feel that energy from you. To me, that's
Mhm.
one of the highest compliments when you're just being.
Yes.
So I know what you do. You are right, and it's
Yeah.
not really. It's not about people outside of
No,
you. It's always
it really,
about. It's
absolutely.
just a confirmation sometimes that we get from the outside. Okay, you're going on the right path. You know how you ask somebody for directions, you're in another city and you go, "Excuse me, can you show me how to get to the bookstore such and such?" And they'll say something to you like, "Oh, are you walking? Oh, you got to take a cab to go there." Or they'll
Yeah.
say, "Oh, go left and then go right and then go up." Why is it that when someone gives you directions, when you start taking the directions, you ask somebody else after that again, right? You
Yeah.
don't know them, and they can tell you that's how I see life as artists as well. If
Right.
you feel like you're going in a certain direction and you want to, I'm speaking from complete first knowledge, and something happens, it pulls you this way. You're like, "Well, weren't you going here?
Yeah.
Why are you going this way now?" And I think
Hmm.
that's what you had said to me when we were speaking. Like, I did this, I did that, and I give you your flowers. You're always talking about, okay, I want to conquer this. Okay, I want to do that. And it's scary. It's not easy.
It
That's the,
really is.
I commend you on that because since I've known you, we've always been speaking about things, on a higher level.
Yeah,
And we've done a lot of things. We've accomplished a lot of things since we've met each other. But
absolutely.
now, in the moment, when you're more focused on your soul purpose that we were talking about, how do you feel? Like, is your
Oh,
blood rolling through differently? Are you walking differently? Are you sleeping differently? Give me the side effects of the concentration
well,
based on,
that's a really good question. I feel elated. I feel lighter. I feel more confident. I feel closer to God.
mm,
Um, I've been dancing around. I've been dancing around my purpose, my soul purpose, dancing into this job, doing getting into the trucking, taking flight classes. I'm gonna fly a plane one day.
of course you
Being a doula, being a labor and postpartum doula, a Reiki practitioner. I went to Africa, I went to Morocco, and I did healing work out there. I'm dancing around, even though those are very important things. That's service. I'm giving
right,
service, right? And of course, exchange for money is a nice exchange, but it's deeper than money. It's deeper than that. It's more like, wow, like this has been come this sole purpose has been coming at me since I was a child. And now at 51 and a half years old, I'm actually now getting it. I get it now, and it feels beautiful. I feel good. I feel protected. I feel like I'm doing the right thing because I was not courageous. I was not courageous to not tackle, but to face the music,
mm,
to stand in that part of myself that always wanted to do these things, which is dance. I love to dance and perform. But I
right,
make up all these excuses about, oh, this person is well trained for 20 years. This person's been doing this, and who cares about what other people are doing? It's about what I'm assigned to do. It is my assignment, what the creator want me to do. If it makes me feel good, it makes others feel good. It's healing. That's another form of healing. When you follow your soul's purpose, that is an assignment from the creator for you to do your part to contribute to the planet.
right,
So everyone has their talents. Your
right,
talent is singing. When you sing, it's so healing to the ears. It's so healing for the soul, for people. You make children dance, you make people feel so good. That is service. And it's also a wonderful exchange for you, to be able to be compensated financially. So you're living your soul's purpose, and then you still have things coming at you. You have those whispers from the universe telling you, okay, Chase, you've mastered that, you've done what we wanted you to do, but now, Chase, you have to come out with your album. You have to put your album out so that people can play it over and over and enjoy you, so that when you leave and go to the next galaxy or to the next place, it's still here for people to enjoy and to heal from. That's another form of healing, your voice.
It's all true. Everything you're saying is true. And as you were talking, I was thinking about I had a conversation with a spiritual being, a spiritual healer, and she said something to me that also was very interesting. She said, "What if you found out categorically that you were the person that was in control of all of the water that the people you were going to see needed to drink? What if they didn't drink until you arrived?" And I thought about it and I was like, huh. And she said, "What I'm trying to say to you is that your message, your gifts, your talent are feeding other people, and they're waiting for you to arrive. They don't realize they're waiting for you. Once you get to where you're going, it's going to spread, and they're going to go, oh, finally."
Yep.
Why would you keep them waiting if you could heal them?" And I was like,
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Right.
And,
Great.
And it's about being obedient. It's obedience.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a doctor. The doctor knows you're sick. They rush to your house to help you because they have the talent. They have the knowledge. They're going to heal you. And then you leave and they go, "Thank you so much. Appreciate it."
Yep.
We are, in a sense, doctors of art.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I believe that. And I know how it feels. And you and I have spoken about how it feels when what you do touches someone else. I've felt it with art, tangible items that I've made. I've felt it with music. I've felt it with being somewhere and being who I am based on who my parents taught me to be. It's a lot of different things at one time. And when I look at you, I mean, I don't know how else to say it except that since I've known you, you've just been smiling and up and fun and laughing, and we bounce off of each other. Your children are amazing. Obviously you've been surrounded by art since you've been born, being in in a long relationship and producing children with an amazing raw talent in the industry, like all this stuff, right? So now you're here, and I feel like you almost are saying to yourself, okay, I did what I had to do to make these beings go out into the world, and now I want to concentrate on me a little bit more. And I see it as you speak to me. And I, as always, I say I'm here to support you as well. And I saw a video of you yesterday or the day before yesterday dancing, and I was like, "That's it. That's Darcel right there. That's what I see. That's the highest vibration that I see you in when I see that." I'm like, okay, that's it. Because some people are not at their highest vibration when they're doing certain things, and they know it. They just keep doing it, right? But I see it in you. I see that. I see that you are at your highest vibration when you're doing that, right? And also, when I first met you, you were reciting poetry. In that moment, that was what I saw as your highest vibration. So as we move through, we expose more parts of our soul and our tools. I think that elevates us. We become bigger and bigger and bigger, as not bigger from the sense of just the actual size, but let's say our aura stretches.
We expand.
Right. We expand. You can walk into a room, and we've all seen this. You walk into a room, and somehow a person that you see is taking up of the energy. You're like, wow, who is that? And all of a sudden you're like that. It happened at an art gallery I was at a couple of weeks ago. I saw someone come in. I was like, wow. It was just like incredible. And then it moves on, right? It's fluid. So what are you involved in right now? Or what are you doing that is scaring you right now? It's hard, but you're doing it anyway.
Oh man. It feels like, the adrenaline when you're about to get on the stage and there's like hundreds of people out there, perhaps thousands.
Right.
And that adrenaline is just like, oh, well, it's that part. It's the dancing. It's to go out there and to just express self-expression, soul expression.
Right.
That's what's getting me. I don't want to say scared, but I'm excited. I'm so excited. But here's the thing. This is the interesting thing you just mentioned about, I've been an artist since I was a child, right? You know what's amazing, Chase? This morning, right? So I went to sleep because I was exhausted. I didn't sleep for 24 hours. I was trucking. Okay. Right. When we spoke, remember? When we spoke on the phone, I said, you know what, let's just do this next week. But I said, no. This is a beautiful opportunity. I manifested this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get my rest. I slept until 4:30 this morning. I got up and it came to me. It just like a light bulb just finally went off. And I was like, wait a minute. I've been an artist since I was a child. And I just took that for granted. Meaning my uncle was a DJ. My mother was a visual artist and she was a dancer and a painter. Right. And my stepdad was a photographer. My grandmother was into fashion. And my aunt, she was a singer. Like everybody in my family, I come from like a big family. So everybody in my family were different artists. They all had different types of, it was very diverse. I come from a very diverse, unique family. You know what I mean? Right. So it finally clicked this morning that I've been dancing away from the fact that I am an artist. And I would always say, no, I'm not an artist because those artists over there, they do it that way. And I don't do it that way. So I'm not really an artist. I need to go back to work. I need to just, work for the man. That's stability. I need stability. I need security. But then God kept saying, I am your security. What are you talking about? You need stability in man and these corporations. If it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have what they have. I'm your stability. I'm your security. Trust in me. Have faith. Build up your courage levels. I had to work on my courage levels. Like I was courageous in helping other people. I was courageous in doing the healing work, flying back and forth to Africa, helping people give labor and postpartum doula, writing that book. That takes courage. But something deep down, the smallest, I don't know, it was just so small, but it's so big. It was so big in my head. Just like what you was mentioning about, it's not about other people, how they perceive you. It's about how you perceive yourself. Like there's people who are models who are beautiful and people can tell them all day, oh, wow, you're so gorgeous. You're beautiful, but they won't even feel it inside. Yeah, it's true. It's all up here. It's the mind and we all are mental. You know what I mean? Right. So it's all about, so I'm sorry, I kind of lost myself with
no. Question. This is all information that needs to be. I was just asking you, what are you doing that's difficult? What is, in other words, does it feel out of place to do such and such, but it feels so good that you're moving in that direction? Like when someone takes on a new instrument or goes where they've never been, it doesn't feel cool at first. It feels weird. And I'm asking you if right now there's anything that you're bringing newness to, or you're saying, well, let me do this. Let me give a shot with this.
Okay, so I went to Freedom Park in Charlotte, North Carolina on Sunday.
Right.
Driving there from South Carolina there was about an hour drive. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel nervous. I went to the park. I stepped in the grass. I did my grounding and I danced. And it felt so natural. It felt like I was home. It felt good. I didn't care. It felt great. And I was like, I can do this for the rest of my life while I'm alive, while I'm here, So even flying the plane, taking off, it just, but I lucid dream. I'm a lucid dreamer. So whenever I'm in trouble in my dreams, I feel like I'm in danger, I just take off and I fly away.
Okay.
So it felt relative to that. But this one, this is on my bucket list. So dancing and performing, Chase, this is amazing.
I see it. I see it when you smile. I see it in your eyes. I'm familiar with that because that's what I do. I go to sleep not being on stage. I wake up, sometimes I see 5,000 people in front of me. It flashes all the time. So we're getting these lessons, but we're also getting these messages from within. I mean, if I could go inside my body and see where the messages are coming from, I already know what they're going to say. Like they're already whispering and then shouting and then shouting and then whispering. And when we listen to them, that's when it makes sense to
Yes.
move forward. And it can be something very little. I make things, right? I make necklaces, I make books, all this stuff. Quick story. One day in Park Slope, I found a package of wood wrapped in a rubber band, maybe about a foot tall. It looked like swatches that you get at the store for paint. I said, why would somebody put this wood out? I went inside, I drilled holes in them, made necklaces, put some canvas, sold them in Dumbo for $10 each the next week. Why did I tell you that story? Because it was only about action in that moment. Oh, shoot, this is nice. Boom, 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 boom. And it was all over. It happens so quickly. It's when we don't move and we sit, that's when it messes up, because you doubt. What if that doesn't, right? What if it does work? What if it does work? And you're only by yourself when you're having that conversation. That's why I feel like this interaction is very important, because someone listening could leave this and go, I'm going to do this that I'm going to do right. I'm going to do it today.
Yeah.
And you might need that power. You might need that jolt, to say what you already know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You might need that.
Right? And you know what? That's amazing, Chase. Action, the verb, love is a, the wake up call for me.
Yes.
I should have been done. I would have been done this, but the wake up call for me, and that's when I gave you a call, was this gentleman from California. He would always dance. I forgot for what company. It was like maybe a pizza company or something, but he was a Black man, and he would just dance, and he was doing this for years. I think 15 to 20 years. He would dance on the corner, and he'd make everybody smile, make them laugh, and he did it with enthusiasm, and he loved it. Well, he passed away. And they had made up like a mural or a sign for him. And, he really touched people. And he lived, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been wanting to do for so long. But I was just I would make up all these stories in my head. Oh, no, I'm not going to go over there and do that. Like, no, that's for people who are like homeless or that. But that was my conversation. That was my conversation. That has nothing to do with that. It's about doing what you love and having the courage to do that and not care what other people thought. So I'm going to do it. And with that man, that was the wake up call for me, that this man passed away, but he did what he loved. And I don't want to take that with me into the grave in my heart. I want to check off all the things that I've been procrastinating on, or I've been making up stories on, when I have to just trust God, trust the universe, trust the creator, knowing that if I do what the universe wants me to do, which is going to make me happy, then I know that I will be fine, because it's just the right thing to do.
Yes. Interesting. Very interesting and very true. I don't see anyone that has any comments. I don't see any hands raised. If anyone wants to ask anything, please do. I been watching carefully, see if anyone had anything to say. So I had said to you earlier that I extracted this sentence from this Will Smith full thing. I want to read it to you now, because I think this is a great way to do an outro. Unless you have anything else you want to say, I think this is going to be very powerful, if I may.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Central Park.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to have fun. Look, we don't know when it's our time, but while we have the time now, let's make the best. Let's share our spirit and share what we have on this planet. So thank you, Chase, for having me on here with you. I appreciate you for sharing.
Excellent. It's always a pleasure. Let's take this with us, and then I'll go into our tenets. It says, purpose and desire can seem similar, but they are very different, sometimes even opposing forces. Desire is personal, narrow, and pointed, and tends towards self-preservation, self-gratification, and short-term gains and pleasures. Purpose is wider, broader, a longer-term vision encompassing the benefit of others, something outside of yourself you're willing to fight for. There have been many times in my life where I was acting from a place of desire, but I'd fully convinced myself that it was purpose. Desire is what you want. Purpose is the flowering of what you are. Desire tends to weaken over time, whereas purpose strengthens the more you lean into it. Desire can be depleting because it's insatiable. Purpose is empowering. It's a stronger engine. Purpose has a way of contextualizing life's unavoidable sufferings and making them meaningful and worthwhile. As Viktor Frankl wrote, in some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning, such as the meaning of a sacrifice. That was said by Will Smith with that little Viktor Frankl thing in the end. So, as we always do, I'm going to give you our tenets that we always leave the Daily Huddle with. Thank you so much, Darcel, for being here. You know I'm going to call on you again, so get your stuff ready for the next one, because I'm calling you again for sure. Everyone else, thank you so much for being here. As always, please live to the fullest, live out loud further than you have been. Love out loud, move your body daily, give of yourself, your resources, your extra, your present time things, thoughts, give to people who may be hungry for them.
And your love.
Right, exactly. Give it a shot to be more plant-based on more levels than you have been now. Give your body a rest for a little while, a couple days a week. The plant-based eating is proven to be so spectacular for our forward motion. Also, please get more sleep. Sleep is important. Your 5 hours, let that be 6. Let the 6 be 7. Expand it. Do something different. Go to sleep earlier. Also, please stress less. The world needs less stress. We are moving into a very complicated time in many ways. So if we keep our levels down, we will definitely mirror match that to other people. And lastly, please check yourself before you wreck yourself. Thank you so much for being on the Huddle today, and I will see you all again soon. Thank you, Darcel. Be well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darcel. Thank you, Chase.
Indeed. Did anyone have anything they want to say at all? Anything?